professional level. This is why.
All right, guys, again, yesterday we talked about the fall transfer portal period, and today I just want to go a little bit more in depth there, actually give a personal story from a guy I know and what happened to him this past fall, and then also want to make sure you guys know out there right now we are in a dead period. We posted it to Twitter just a few minutes ago, but from the 26th until December 1st, it is one of those new dead periods the NCAA has given to coaches. So, like everyone else in that's working and in business, you can have some days with your family to unwind, and you don't have to spend every day on the phone the entire day. So if you're a recruit out there that's been in communication with coaches, don't freak out or panic because a coach hasn't talked to you over this next week. It's a dead period. It's to allow them to have time with their family. It's a good thing. Get back to work. Okay, so guys, we talked about yesterday all the information you need to know when making a decision about the portal. We talked about the 4-2-4 rule, and is it smart to go in the portal right now versus after the spring season or after the spring? And so I want to talk to you guys really about, again, something else that's totally changed in college baseball. And what the first thing is this: you're no longer guaranteed a whole year. And what I mean by that is, know a guy was told this story a few days ago, and I'm going to leave the school out of it, leave the player's name out of it, but came in as a freshman this fall, put up really big numbers, did a great job, high average, high on base percentage, etc. You get it, and was basically told in his exit meeting, we don't see you getting any playing time this year. You should probably go in the portal. Now, this wasn't a guy that hit okay. High average, high on base percentage again, good defense. Was one of the top hitters batting average-wise on his fall roster. Now, a lot of you guys out there may say, well, batting average isn't that important. If his OPS wasn't great, well, he had a high on base percentage. So if your on base percentage is over 500 and you're hitting over 300, you're OPSing at least 800. And if you're hitting a few extra base hits, your OPS is probably fine. But this just goes to show how competitive it is now to get in a starting lineup at a D1 school. This is at a mid-major school, a good mid-major school. And again, this kid was probably totally taken aback by that response after the fall he had. Probably thought he had a chance of breaking in the starting lineup, or at least being one of the first guys off the bench if an injury happened or an off-field issue happened. And then to get told, hey, you probably should go in the portal. That's how crazy everything is now, guys. So when I talk to you about making the right decision, now again, the kids that are freshmen this fall, but when most of those guys committed, they had no idea these changes were going to be happening in college baseball. And like I've told you guys before, it's not necessarily the coach's fault that all these changes have happened. It's the NCAA coming out with all these changes, the coaches having to react. Again, some coaches are going to make mistakes with cutting certain players and everything like that, but they've kind of been forced into a scenario where they have to cut a bunch of guys. But this one in particular may not end up being a great decision by that staff. We'll have to wait and see, because usually when a kid performs that well straight out of high school in those freshman inter squads, usually he's going to end up being a pretty good player. But that's how competitive things are now. If they think, well, he's not any better than a guy we'll be able to get this summer in the portal, that's their decision. And that's what they think. And again, that's how competitive it is now to get in a starting lineup. You can be one of the leading hitters in the fall for batting average, on base percentage, everything else, play great defense, and still be looked at as, I don't know if this guy's going to play for us. Now, like I said, coaches can make mistakes, and maybe they're right, maybe they're wrong, but it's that much harder now. And so that decision of getting to the right school where you are going to get a chance to play right away is vitally important. Now, for most of you guys out there in the 26 class, 27s in the future, you're not going to come into this kind of scenario, hopefully, where, like we've talked about, it's decades worth of changes in 1 year. So there's going to be a lot of this craziness going on with all these changes that have happened. And unfortunately for the guys in the 24 class that have just spent their first fall on campus, and the 25 class that are coming in, a lot of the repercussions and terrible results have fallen on them due to the NCAA's decision. The classes after them, you're not going to have to deal with this much stuff going on. Coaches are going to know what they're looking for. They're going to know what the roster size is. And so they're going to be able to adjust for that 26 class, 27s, and beyond. Now, we can't predict the future, but we don't really foresee, at Elite Sports Advisor, we don't foresee that becoming an issue with changes this massive happening certainly for the next 3 or 4 years. So, guys, this is what I wanted to talk about today. You are no longer guaranteed even 1 year with how everything has changed. You may have a great fall. You may think, man, I'm setting myself up to get into the games, and then a coaching staff says, you know what, we don't see you getting much playing time this year. You probably should go in the portal. And this is what I can respect at least. If that's the opinion of the coaching staff, at least they're telling the truth and allowing the player to make a decision. Whether he wants to go in the portal or not, the player is at least given the honest information about where they stand on the team. When coaches mess up, it's because you kind of lead a kid along and tell him, oh yeah, you're doing great, you're going to be fine, and then 2 years later he has never stepped on the field. At least when a coaching staff does this, they're giving you an honest answer about where you stand, and ultimately you can make the best decision having that information. Guys, please go to a school if you are being recruited. If you're not getting the vibe that they love you, probably not going to be the best fit. Probably not going to be the school where you're going to get an awesome chance. Again, if you want to bet on yourself, but you want to put yourself in the best situation possible to go in to a staff that loves you, and then when you perform, they're going to be more likely to say, hey man, like you're going to be in the starting lineup, or someone gets hurt, you're in. That's the kind of situation you want to be in now. Gone are the days where 6 freshmen are going to be in the starting lineup. My freshman year at Georgia Tech, there was 5 of us opening day in the starting lineup. And that was for a top 10 school in the country. That is not going to be the case anymore. Unless you are a just complete stud, you're going to be either fighting for that bench spot, a guy that may fill in, get 50 at-bats, or not playing at all. And unless you're Drew Burris or someone like that, it's going to be very hard to crack the starting lineup as a freshman. So, guys, I hope this helps. We'll be back again with another video tomorrow. But I hope these 2 videos, again, if you haven't seen our one yesterday, talking about the portal, how this fall has been different than all the other falls with how many kids are being told, hey, you probably need to go in the portal. Hope this helps you guys. Let me know in the comments what you think. Again, if you're looking for help in the recruiting process, go to our website, elitesportsadvising.com, fill out an eval request. We'll meet with you, let you know kind of what we do, what we provide for our clients, and where we see you being a possible fit. And we'll do all that for free on a call with you, your parents, everything else. So appreciate all the support, guys. We'll be back again tomorrow.